This is the plaintiff, Orlando Vicens. He says the defendant, his younger brother, went into his bank account without his knowledge and helped himself to $5 grand of his money. That's right, his own brother stole from him and won't pay him back. This whole thing is ridiculous considering the guy just bought a new house but won't pay him what he's owed. He's suing his dear brother for $5,000, the amount he's owed, and the state max. This is the defendant, Ricardo Vicens. He says his brother gave him permission to use the money as payback for the money he gave his brother over the years when he needed it. This $5 grand wasn't a loan, it was a repay to a brother who was there for him in the past. Now he's suing for it? Preposterous. He's accused of pilfering funds.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says his own flesh and blood went into his bank account and stole him blind. But the defendant says his brother gave him permission to take the money out. It's the case of Oh Brother.
Thank you, Douglas.
You want to come in?
Okay, Orlando Vicens.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing your brother, Ricardo Vicens.
Yes, ma'am.
For $5,000 that you say he took from your bank account and refuses to repay. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What happened?
In October 2009, I was awarded a SSD settlement for a little over $20,000.
A what settlement?
Social Security disability.
Okay, what's the nature of the disability?
My diabetes, I have a shoulder injury and back injury.
Okay, so you were in in a dispute with them, and then they ended up giving you back pay. So that's why the check was so big.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So I didn't have a bank account. My brother offered to cash the check for me.
Why didn't you open a bank account?
I got out of prison in 2006. I didn't have no identification.
Okay, when did you get the check?
I got it in 2009.
Okay, in those 3 years, you couldn't get identification?
Well,
I'm sorry,
I mean, I did have ID. I had a school ID,
Okay.
but I can't open a bank account with a school ID.
So why don't you just go get a government ID?
I didn't have my Social Security card, didn't have my birth certificate. I had to apply for all that stuff.
How were you planning on living? Like, how were you planning on you never having ID? You were just going to close?
Well, when I got out of prison, I was on parole for two.
No, I understand if this check had come just as you got out of prison, but
Right.
the check came 3 years later. I guess that's the part I was sort of curious.
Oh, so you want to know how I went 3 years with no ID?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, it wasn't that hard. I didn't need it. I mean, I was on DSS, which is Department of Social Service, so I wasn't working anything. I didn't have to cash any checks. I didn't have to do anything, so I was just taking it easy.
For 3 years?
I couldn't do too much with my disability.
Okay. And now you get checks, right?
Yes, I get.
Do you have a bank account now?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So when that check came in, you didn't have a bank account, so what happened?
So my brother offered to cash it for me. He told me, he goes, they'll cash it. He can pull out $5,000 until it clears, which he did, pull out $5,000. Then he took me to pay my fine so I can get my license back.
Oh, okay. That's why you have no ID, because your license was suspended.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what were you in prison for?
Was for DWI.
Okay. And the suspension was for the DWI?
Yes.
Okay.
My license was actually revoked.
Revoked.
Yes.
What number driving while intoxicated was that?
Number 3.
Do you have an alcohol problem?
I did have an alcohol problem.
Have you addressed it?
I've always been an alcoholic. I always will be an alcoholic, and I know that. I just got to.
Do you go to meetings?
I don't go to meetings. I have a lot of family support from my brother and family and friends.
I just found that a little odd since you're suing him, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now you get the check. He agrees to cash it, but why is it that you only get $5,000 of it? I understand that you're waiting for it to clear, but when it clears a few days later, why don't you just get the entire amount?
Okay. So then when they got the amount, my sister-in-law, his fiance, came to meet me at the bank.
Okay, his fiance is not your sister-in-law. She's his fiance.
Well, she will
be.
Well, they've been together for a while, so eventually she's going to be my sister-in-law.
But what's he waiting for?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
So she came to the bank, to open an account, and she only gave me $7,500. And I was
so how much was missing then?
$8,723.
Okay. And so what do you do?
So I asked her. I said, "Well, where's my money?" She was like, "We got to talk to your brother." I'm like, "Okay." So I tried to get a hold of him. he was having some issues, you know, and
What does that mean?
okay, well, his truck was, you know, he was behind on the payments on his truck.
Okay,
you
so
know.
was it financial difficulties? What you meant?
Yes. Okay.
All right, so go ahead.
All right, so then when I finally went over to his house to ask him about the money, he was like, you know, don't worry about it. I'll get it back to you. Me and CJ.
CJ's his girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, they both have very, and I wasn't concerned about
They both what?
have good jobs.
Okay, what does he do?
He's a sergeant for the Department of Corrections here in New York.
Okay, so he tells you what? Yes, I took it, but I needed it, and I'll get it back to you?
Yes, exactly. He was like, you know, I had to get caught up on bills. He was behind on his rent. I know he was behind on his truck payments, you know, so I was like, okay, no problem.
That didn't make you angry, though, that he took it without asking?
No, it did.
Why not?
And like I said, because, you know, he's helped me in the past, okay?
Financially?
Yes, when I was in prison, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead.
And, you know, so when he promised me that if I ever needed any money, that he would give it to me. Within 6 months, he would pay me.
Wait, what do you mean any money? You need the rest of your money, don't you?
Well, yeah, but
Okay.
you know, like I said, I wasn't too concerned because.
But did you expect that the rest of your money would be given back to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Was any more money given back to you at all?
He gave me, down in February, I went to the Daytona race down in Florida. Okay.
So when you were talking about October, you were talking about October of '09?
Yes.
Okay. So in February, you go down to.
And I didn't need the money because I had a student loan. So I had money on me. I had a student loan.
Isn't the student loan to pay for school? Why do the rest of us have to work and you don't? Come on.
Listen, I'm going to school to be a social worker, okay? I want to help.
So you are going to school. So then how do you have student loan money sitting around burning a hole in your pocket?
Well, you know, I mean, I took care of bills and everything, and, you know.
I'm in the wrong business. All right, so then what? So then what? So you go down to Daytona and what? He gives you some money?
Yes, he gave
How much?
He gave me $500 before I went to the race, and when I was down in Florida, I ran short of cash, and so he put another $100 into the bank account.
Okay.
So that was a total of $600.
Okay, but there's still $7,000 short, 7,000 some odd dollars short.
$8,123.
Okay, all right. So then what?
I've sent him over, I don't know how many texts and tried to call him about my car broke down. I needed money for my car, okay?
And what was he doing, just ignoring you?
Yes, just ignoring me.
He wouldn't even answer you?
No.
Have you guys always gotten along well?
Yes. Yes.
Are your parents alive?
No, they're deceased.
Okay. Do you have other siblings?
Yes.
How do they feel about all this?
I talked to my sisters, and they're not too happy.
With either one of you?
No. I didn't want to get to this step.
Who are they not happy with? Him?
Yeah.
What's going on? Let me hear your version.
There are differences between me and my brother. Number one, I believe in self-reliance. Even from our background, the way we grew up, as you can see with the Social Security and DSS.
Well, that doesn't make him a bad person.
Well,
if he deserves it, he deserves it. I'm just saying.
No, but what I'm saying, I mean, there's a difference between us in self-reliability.
Okay.
And like he mentioned, with the past, even after he got out of prison, there's multiple amounts of money that has been given to him. Okay, and the same type thing. If
from you?
From me.
Okay.
From me. When he was in prison, he needed money for commissary, this or that, and I sent it in there.
Right, but not $8,000.
No, not $8,000, but like, and then when he got out of prison, he needed money. I gave him money.
How much
and then
money?
It was, I'm not too. We were close to $2,000, probably close to $2,000. And then even when he received his money, there wasn't even a mention of anything to pay it back. So when it comes to me, it's like, I never sweated him for anything. When he owed me that money, I never called him up saying, hey, where's that money? When I got into that financial bind, I never called him up, blew up his phone saying, hey, I need that money. And he mentioned that there was no conversations. There were conversations. There were times, I don't remember the exact amount, you know, but I did ask him about the money. He says, yes, you can use the money. There was no time.
Stop, because I want to ask you about that. When do you have a conversation with him about using the money?
Mm-hmm. When?
Before or after you took it?
Before.
Okay, and
Before.
What is the conversation that you have?
I told him that I needed to take care of some things and I needed to borrow some of the money.
Okay, but the word borrow implies that you're going to pay it back. And it almost sounds like what I'm hearing you say is, hey, I never sweat him for the money I loaned him, so he shouldn't sweat me for the money he loaned me.
Say he does get this judgment today and he gets the money. You know, with all the texts, he made it sound like once he gets this money, everything in his whole life is going to be great.
Because
you know?
why? What was he saying in the texts?
You know, like, oh, my car broke down and this happened and that happened, you know, and ba 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 ba. And I'm like, all right, you know, if I had it, I would give it to you, but I don't. Same thing with things will happen in my life. I didn't go pushing back on you. I mean, you'll get it when I get it to you. Same thing as you. I mean, there's a moral thing. You're my brother. You don't sue me for that. You don't bring me in front of people and do this to me. You know, when things get better, I'll get it to you. But right now, it's not the time.
It's sort of interesting because how old are you? Who's the older one?
He is.
Okay. And how old are you guys, more or less?
42.
And
44.
Right. I think, Ricardo, that in your mind, what you're thinking is that there are going to be times when Orlando's going to need you, and thanks to this, you're not necessarily going to be there for him, at least not financially.
Correct.
So that it's sort of short-sighted on his part. And I think he's thinking, oh my gosh, I got this settlement. It's my turn. I'm out of prison. I have a chance for a fresh start. I need that money. He's got things going for him. Everything's in place for him. He's got a good job. His fiance, girlfriend, whatever she is, put a ring on her finger, got a good job. And he's trying to sort it all out, and he can't believe his brother takes that much money and doesn't pay it back. And worse, he can't believe that he's blowing up your phone and that you're not responding. I mean, can you understand how that might upset him?
Yes,
and
ma'am.
how he might have a right to feel a little bit not feel the brotherly love there in that regard? How much money, Orlando, did you borrow from Ricardo throughout the times that you have not paid back?
Well, I believe that the 2 years that I was in prison probably be
Why were you were in prison 2 years over a third DUI?
3. I was sentenced 1 to 3.
Okay.
And I did 2 DWIs. They just do the math or whatever.
So go ahead.
But I believe, you know, I get around the estimate, he probably helped me $1,200 worth, you know.
Do you think it's more than that?
Oh, yeah.
How much do you think it is?
Over close to $2 grand. He knows that.
Okay. Well, let's say it's 2 grand. According to him, you owe him 8. It's small claim, so he's capped by 5.
Right.
Okay. But even taking into account that money, you would still owe him 5.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
He told me to squash what he did for me in prison. He told me, he goes, you know what? He goes, I got the receipts and everything. I'll just dump it all. Don't worry about it.
What a good brother.
Yeah, you know, and trust me, I don't like doing this, you know, but he's got to understand that, you know, I just got temporary custody of my 2 kids, okay? I'm struggling. I'm really, really struggling. So I don't understand why he doesn't understand that, you know, I need some help. You know, and this is why my sisters are upset with him, because they know.
How long has it been since you two see each other?
We live around the corner. I mean, it's got a little strange.
After the lawsuit was filed, do you talk to each other? Or?
And you know, we live right around. He came over the other day when I was at work. My daughter, you know, it's her favorite uncle, and when she was. Even with this whole lawsuit thing, she told me, she's like, you know, he came in, he goes, oh, I miss my Peanut, blah, blah, blah.
How old's Peanut?
She's 14. She just said she was just disgusted that he was suing me. So, you know, but, you know, I told her, so don't worry about it. You know, I mean, he needs the money. I understand it.
What happened when you went over there to see the 14-year-old?
I got a little dog, you know, and she likes the dog. And we talked, you know. I didn't talk to her anything about, you know, suing her dad. You know, I just talked about my 2 kids and how we're doing, what we're doing, and, you know. Yeah, me and his daughter are really close.
So would you sue your brother if you felt that he stole from your bank account?
Yes. I mean, if somebody was even if it was my family, if somebody stole from me, I mean, still, you went to my bank account, that's kind of a little bit more than just digging my wallet.
I got you. What do you think?
I think the same thing. It's like, you know, just because we're brothers, it shouldn't be nothing, you know? We should exactly get that money because he owes me money.
Got your point. What do you think?
Hey, fair is fair. You know, what's more important than family? It's money, right? That's what people tell me.
Pro Sue going inside the courtroom.
I'm going to rule and then I'm going to say something. Ricardo, you're legally wrong and you have to pay back the $5,000. I hope you people work it out. because I see a lot of dysfunctional families, and you're not necessarily one of them. So I hope that, because there's a lot of other people whose lives you affect by having this problem, like the 14-year-old Peanut, and like your sisters, and like the two of you. Because I really think that this is painful for you guys. I think it's painful for him to sue you, but he feels like he's helpless because it was a year. And I think that you feel insulted at being sued under the circumstances because you've always been there for him. But you know, you have to understand, rationally speaking, that if it was a loan, then it's a loan, and it needs to be paid back. Even if I take into account everything that you loaned him, you would still owe him $5,000. But I think that there's like, you know, I don't want to get sappy or anything, but I got to tell you, I mean, it's very obvious to anybody within the sound of your voice. First of all, you guys look a lot alike, but it's very obvious to everyone within the sound of your voices that neither one of you want to be here at all. So I hope that you're able to bury this and put this behind you and then sort of take it from here. Maybe it would be best if you have a rule that you don't have a financial enlacement with each other anymore, because the money flow is what led you here. Maybe that would be a good idea. But I hope you guys are able to patch it up. My verdict is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000, and I wish you both good luck.
Thank you.
So the brothers Vincennes have, well, solved this case, or at least gotten a verdict. How you feeling coming out after this?
I think that the ruling was fair, and I'll take her remarks into heart. I think she hit on a lot of good points. So sometimes family and money just don't mix.
All right, family is, well, what's more important, the green or the red, the blood?
The blood.
Well, there he is right there.
Yeah.
How do you feel looking over and seeing your brother now that at least the judges help you put this financial problem behind you and give you a fresh start, really?
Yeah, he's still my brother. I'll still be there for him.
If he needed money again, even though the judge said...
I'd do it.
You'd do it?
I'd do it.
You love your brother, obviously, right?
Yeah, I'd do it.
All right. Okay, I guess you head around the corner and he comes out. All right, I kind of wondered if you guys would come out together, but you didn't. What are you thinking?
You know, I didn't want to do this, you know, but, you know, I was in the spot, and I just needed to do it. You know, I
have a brother. I don't think I would ever sue him.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I know I wouldn't.
I love him to death, and I know that he loves me.
All right, over to Harvey.
Okay, so the plaintiff was out $8,000, but could only sue for $5,000 because that's the maximum you can sue for in this particular jurisdiction, a small claims court. So why then would you take less than $8,000? Well, there are a couple of reasons. One, in small claims court, you don't have to hire a lawyer. You can't have a lawyer, so you don't have to pay lawyers' fees, and that's going to save you a lot of money. The second thing is, small claims court in all states, it's just a lot faster. So you may not get as much, but it's a lot faster, cheaper justice.